Right. So tonight we'll be discussing candlesticks pattern. As you can see it here, candlestick pattern. So there are some few candles that will be placing our concentration on. It is not all the candles that we study. So there is actually a textbook, Steve Nissen, he talks about different kinds of Japanese candles and all of that. So if you can just, if you have it, or just go to Google, download the PDF for free. Maybe you study it on your own. But notwithstanding, I believe this information here is also enough for you to be profitable using candlestick. And one thing about candlestick is that you don't only trade with it, okay? Please don't just trade by just merely entering a candlestick, okay? You trade it with other um, indicators. Like, when I mean indicators, I mean probably your trend line, your support line, then your resistance line, okay? So this is a typical example of a bullish candle, okay? This one is a typical example of a bearish candle. This is black. In your chart, your bears should be red, right? So you should know that while your bulls are green. So you can always set your chart to be whichever way that you want it. So the first candle, please, when you are studying this part, there are some vital information here that will help you understand, to understand some certain things here. So now the first candle is called the doji candle. You understand? Now, what are the features of a doji candle? Look at it. This is a doji, just like a plus. You understand? So this can occur at the top of a trend. You understand? It can happen at the top of a trend. When it happens at the top of a trend, it's telling you that price wants to what? Reverse. Look at it here. Look at the sample. So it was going up, price was going up. The moment this appeared, this doji candle appeared, now it is actually a signal that price wants to what? Reverse. Can you see? Price started coming down. Now, it does not just happen at the top of a trend, okay? Now, if you draw your resistance, your resistance line across, you understand, across the time frame, you understand, the higher time frame, if it gets there, if the price is respecting that resistance line and eventually form this doji, that is when you should what? Start looking to sell, okay? You understand? This is doji. So I'm still going to explain how to use it to be profitable in the market. You understand? So there are different kinds of doji. We have dragonfly doji, but what matters is you don't need to know the names, okay? Just know that all these dojis, they form pin bars. Can you see? This is like a pin. You understand? This is a pin and it has a flat top. You understand? Look at it here. See, this price was trending down, right? So immediately it got to a support zone. You understand? So it was struggling there. So it now decided to form a doji candlestick. So price came down. What this implies is that price came down, then buyers now start pushing price up again, and then it now closed. That is what it means. So it now eventually formed this pin bar, you understand, called doji. So immediately it formed, so you will just enter here, place your stop loss below it, then you write the price up. Can you see? It went up. You understand? That is doji. Now if you look at this, one happens at the top. Look at it. So price was going up, so it immediately got to a resistance zone, because you would have drawn your resistance line across your price. So immediately it gets there, you understand. So you now form this pin bar called doji. So immediately, once you see this kind of candle, because price was initially going up. When it got to that resistance zone, it could not break it, so seller just came in and they now push it down again, now form this pin, you understand? So sellers took over, you understand? That is how. So if you now want to enter, you enter at the closure of that pin bar, then you place your stop loss just above it, then you target 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, you understand? So you don't, it's not a must that you have to target 1 to 2, okay, but it's just that it is always advisable that you target 1 to 2. Just quickly take your profit and you leave the market, you understand? So then aside from that, we now have tweezer tops and bottom. We have tweezer tops, we also have tweezer bottom. This particular candle pattern is very lucrative, okay, it's highly lucrative. Whenever you see it in any price action, always jump on it. Can you see a bullish candle, you understand? Now another bearish candle now form. If they have the same, if the top are the same, can you, on the same level, you understand, just jump on it straight. The moment this one close down, this black candle close, quickly click sell, because this candle pattern is highly effective. Look at it now. So it also happened there, price was coming down, so it now formed a tweezer bottom. This is called tweezer bottom. If it happens at the low, this, it is called tweezer bottom. Look at it, see the same level, you understand? The bottom, they both have the same level. The moment this white closes, just jump on it, then you place your stop loss below it, then you just go and target 1 to 2. Can you see big money everywhere in the market? Understand? Money everywhere. So we now have hanging man and hammer. This is just like your doji, but this time around, this one has small body, this one has body, this one has body, okay? So if this one happens at the bottom of a of the market, you understand, that means you want to start riding the price up. But if this happens, okay, both can, okay, this can actually happen at the top, this happens at the bottom. So if you see example now, you understand, look at it. This is an example. It's just like your pin bar too. So whenever you see anything like pin, you understand, pin candle, you understand, you don't really need to know the name, but just know that whenever you see a pin bar candle that takes place at the bottom, just jump on it at the closure of it, then you ride it up, you make a lot of money from it, you understand? So another pin happened there, which shows that there is still what, buying pressure. That's why it retraced a bit and still continue. If you understand candle patterns, if you understand how to trade it with your trend line, your support zone, your resistance zones, and some other what, in fact, you will be making a lot of money. You even retire and resign from your work. So that is just it, because there's a lot of money in this forex. So we also have shooting star. Shooting star happens at the top of a trend. This is it here, look at it. Can you see it? So a pin candle that happens at the top of a trend is telling you that there's going to be reversal. So if you can see it now, doji and all those pin candles, shooting stars and all of that, they are all what, pin candles. So you ride it, you understand? So then we now have what is it called, engulfing candle. This is also very important. If this one happens at the top of a trend, you can see when you have a trend is going up, you now suddenly have a big bearish candle that engulf this one, it cover this, that is what, engulfing candle. This one is very lucrative. So I'm going to list out at least 3 candles that you should be focusing on, understand? Not all the candles, understand, the ones that you should be trading, understand? So we have dark cloud cover. I wouldn't want you to pay much attention to this, but maybe if you have studied your candle pattern, you feel that okay, this is something that you can flow with, then fine. But this dark cloud cover, I really don't. So that is just it. Then trading strategy and tactics. Now, how do you now trade? First of all, the pin bar and the engulfing candle. The three candles patterns I want you to pay attention to are the pin bar, especially these pin bars. If this one happens at the bottom, you enter the market and buy. If this one happens at the top, you enter the market and sell. You understand? Pin bar, engulfing candle, and tweezers. These three candles are very important. So for now, I will want you to study the ones that we've talked about, so that in our subsequent class, you will now see how to trade with them. You understand? How we now go through all of this, how to trade with them. So now let me see. This video is getting long. I don't want it to be too long, so that because of your data and all of that. Okay, let's look at something. I think I still have it. Where is download? Download. Okay, can you see this? This is a ranging market, the one we talked about in the previous video. Ranging, right? Price is ranging. Let me see if I can. If okay, I'll place it on auto rotate. Now this is a ranging. Now look at it. You have your resistance line here, you have your support line here. Now price went up, it came down, it now formed this doji candle. Can you see this doji candle is formed? Just immediately the candle has been formed, enter, you understand, to buy. Then you place your stop loss below it. When you get to this resistance line again, it forms another set of candles, pin bar candle. It's telling you that you have to exit your buy. You understand? Put your money in your pocket, then you enter for sale, because this is a signal too. You understand? You enter for sale. So as you are going up, you are making money. As you are coming in, as you are coming down, you're also making money. So that is example. Now look at this too. Now this is a particular zone, a support zone. You can see support area. Now it forms a pin bar here. Can you see? It forms a pin bar here. You can enter off of this pin bar, then you target 1 to 2. By the time you get here, you would have made your profit. Now look at it. This one forms a pin bar here. If you notice, there is a pin bar there. You enter, then you make your money. Now look at it. Now it now forms a doji, another pin. You enter again, then you make your money. Can you see? You must be trading this candlestick with your trend lines, your support and resistance zones, and some other ones that I'm going to be explaining to you. Now look at this too. So look at it. This is your trend line. It came when it got there. Now you will be looking out for a buy, right? And immediately you notice that there is a pin bar or doji, you understand, formed. You enter at the top of that doji, then you place your take profit, and then you place your stop loss. That is how to trade doji and all. All right, thank you.